The world whispers about a place that seems born from both divine hands and human defiance, a place where the sky kneels before stone and water, and the very bones of the earth hum with power that breathes in silence and roars in storms. It is called the Titan's Veil Dam, and to those who stand before it, time forgets to move for a moment and hearts forget to beat for it. Is not merely a creation of men, it is a cathedral carved between mountains, a monument where gravity and grace meet in eternal tension. The first sight of it is like witnessing the edge of the world, an endless wall of ancient rock reshaped by will and purpose, rising from the canyon's throat, as if the Titans themselves laid their palms upon the earth and pressed until the valley bent to their command. The morning mist curls along its face, drifting in pale ribbons that shimmer like liquid silver. The sun struggles to pierce through it, scattering rays that paint the dam's crest in halos of molten gold and shadow, as if the heavens are undecided whether to bless or fear it. The water behind it stretches farther than the eye can measure, a tranquil mirror that hides beneath its calm skin. The fury of rivers long subdued, it is said, that when the wind glides across its surface, it carries the voices of the ancient rivers that once raged freely. The voices of rainstorms and melting glaciers, of mountain springs that once danced uncontained, now held captive, yet singing their lament in the hush of twilight. This lake is not still. It breathes, it remembers. From afar the dam looks eternal, but up close it feels alive. The air hums with an unseen pulse, a rhythm that moves through its colossal veins of concrete and steel. Every vibration of the turbines beneath is a heartbeat that shakes the ground in gentle reverence deep inside the corridors of its structure. The sound changes into a low whisper, like the breath of a sleeping giant. The walls glisten with the sweat of condensation, each droplet sliding slowly like time itself, refusing to hurry in this sacred chamber of power. The engineers who built it are long gone, their names etched in archives forgotten by most, yet their spirit lingers in every seam, every bolt and curve they had dreamed, not only to hold back water, but to command the elements themselves. They worked in dust storms and freezing winds, under suns that scorched and moons that froze their will into the rock. They carved their fear into patience, and their vision into stone. They did not simply build a dam. They sculpted an altar to endurance. At dusk, the Titan's veil transforms into something otherworldly. The sky deepens into hues of violet and ember, and the first lights flicker to life along its rim, cascading down its surface like constellations fallen from heaven. The roar of the spillways becomes a hymn. The mist rises in plumes that shimmer with faint rainbows, as if the earth itself is exhaling its gratitude. And every droplet seems to hold the reflection of galaxies. The valley below glows faintly with the damp shimmer of mist, turning the world into an ethereal dream between water and air. Legends say that when storms gather over the dam, the mountains tremble, not from thunder, but from awe. The clouds descend like an army of ghosts swirling above the crest. Lightning fractures the sky into rivers of white fire, and for a breathless instant, the whole structure glows as though alive. Every beam of light dances on the drenched concrete like veins of a living god. And when the rain finally breaks upon its crown, it sounds like applause from the heavens, a reminder that nature does not bow easily, yet here it pauses to marvel. Beneath the surface, the turbines spin like the hearts of suns, converting fury into light. Their echo is the song of civilization, the hum that keeps cities alive miles away. People sleep beneath lamps powered by the quiet might of the dam, unaware that each gentle flicker of their bulb is born from this cathedral of pressure and patience. Somewhere in the dark depths where no sunlight dares to enter, the water turns endlessly, whispering against the blades, as if telling stories of mountains far above and oceans far beyond. There are nights when the moon rises directly over the dam and its light spills across the lake in a silver road that ends at the crest. In that hour, the whole world seems suspended. The air holds its breath, and the reflection of the dam stretches downward like a gateway into another realm. Some say that those who stand there long enough feel the presence of the Titans themselves, shadows that move across the mist, giants of memory, walking among the clouds, their forms too vast for the human eye to capture, but their silence unmistakable. In the early hours before dawn, when the world is wrapped in blue silence, the dam stands as a sentinel between chaos and calm, a bridge between the relentless hunger of the river and the fragile peace of human ambition. The faint hum of its heart carries through the mountains like a lullaby to the sleeping world. The stars above seem drawn to its gravity, leaning closer until their light kisses the water's surface, and for a brief eternity, the dam becomes not a man-made wall, but a horizon between worlds, the realm of gods and men meeting in stillness. Travelers who have ventured here speak of strange feelings. They cannot name the closer they come, the smaller they feel. Yet not diminished but awakened. It is as if the dam reminds them of scale, not in size but in spirit. It stands as proof that humanity, though fragile and fleeting, can still carve miracles into the bones of the planet. They say standing before it is to feel both powerless and infinite, as though one has touched the edge of creation and been reminded of what courage looks like when measured against eternity. There are days when fog swallows the entire canyon, and the dam disappears completely hidden beneath a pale ocean of air. Only the faint rush of water betrays its presence. Those who wander there call it the breathing veil, for in that moment the dam ceases to be structure and becomes spirit. It feels as if the earth is wearing a shroud, and the dam beneath it is the heart still beating beneath the folds of cloud. When the fog finally breaks, the sunlight tears through it like revelation, unveiling once again the colossal face of the Titan's veil. Reborn from silence, birds soar over its rim, tracing invisible arcs above the cascading mist. Eagles dive into the clouds and vanish. Swallows dart between the waterfalls like sparks from the breath of the mountain. Below them, the river escapes the dam's grasp, roaring down the valley in white ribbons of freedom and defiance. The contrast is breathtaking. The still power above and the wild pulse below it is as though creation itself exists in perfect balance here. Restraint and release, harmony and fury. When night deepens, the dam becomes a mirror of stars. The surface of the reservoir turns into liquid. Sky, every ripple carries constellations across the darkness, and the reflection of the dam merges with the heavens, until one cannot tell where earth ends and cosmos begins. Silence reigns, but it is a living silence filled with presence, with the faint vibration of unseen forces moving through the air, and in that moment, it feels as though this place does not belong to time, but to something beyond it, something eternal and awake. The Titan's Veil Dam stands as more than stone and engineering. It is a myth made real, a scar and a masterpiece on the face of the earth, a reminder that humankind can both wound and worship the planet with the same hands it holds within its vast frame. The stories of countless rivers, the dreams of those who built it, and the quiet acknowledgement of the mountains that allowed it to exist. It is where nature and will collided, and neither was defeated. Both found a strange and sacred peace. And so the dam endures through seasons of fire and flood, through the tremors of the earth and the tempests of the sky. It stands not merely to hold back water, but to hold back, forgetting for every ripple that strikes its walls carries forward the echo of the first hammer that met the first stone. The breath of the men and women who believed they could command the wild, and in doing so discovered reverence. It is said that those who touch its ancient surface can feel the pulse of the planet itself, slow and steady, deep and eternal. The Titan's Veil Dam remains one of Earth's quiet wonders, unseen by many yet felt by all who dream of creation and courage. It stands not to be conquered, but to remind the world that the greatest miracles are born where fear and faith intertwine, where the mountain meets the hand of man and both decide to hold each other instead of breaking. And in that bond between power and peace, between chaos and calm, the world finds its reflection, a reflection vast enough to hold every storm, every silence, and every soul that dares to look upon it.